As experience is changing as it does, that's part of the beauty of experience, that it's flowing, it's changing, it's alive, it's dynamic, right? So as we let that process happen, and we're not distracting ourselves from the process, and just as importantly, we're not trying to control the flowing, dynamic quality of experience. We're just letting experience be what it is, right? So we're not in a process of denial, right? Or trying to suppress what's happening. We're just letting the flow of experience be the way that it is. Then we have a deeper opportunity, which is we can start to notice that there is something continuous throughout all the changing modes of experience. There's something that's the same within all the various modes of experience. And what's the same isn't an experience. It's not a particular feeling. It's something else. But we can't really begin to notice that there's something the same within all experience as long as we're trying to control our experience. Then we won't notice it. Or we're trying to change our experience. Then we won't notice it. Or we're forever seeking for some other experience than we're having, which is the spiritual seeker's favorite game, basically, to be trying to seek an experience other than the one that they're having, preferably a very pleasant experience. But when we can finally start to let go of that sort of addiction to controlling experience, then we can start to notice there's something that's the same in all of experience. So in the midst of all this change, there's something that's not changing. And it's not like, therefore, we grab hold of what's not changing and try to deny all the change, because that would just be grabbing onto another experience. It's just that we notice it. And the thing that's unchanging in the midst of all the change is the one mind. There is the various modes of consciousness, let's say. When you're happy, you have happy consciousness. When you're sad, you have sad consciousness. When you're agitated, that's an agitated state of consciousness. When you're clear, that's a clear state of consciousness. If you don't notice, us human beings, we're very addicted to manipulating our states of consciousness, right? We take drugs, we drink, most of our entertainment is a way to change our state of consciousness. Even meditating, we can have a relationship with meditating. I'm meditating to try to change my state. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, unless it becomes a totally habitual way of being. Right? Then we're forever looking for a different state than the current one that's happening. And it obscures from us what's transcendent of all the states of consciousness. So there's consciousness in terms of states of consciousness, ever-changing, dynamic, flowing, temporal, impermanent. And within all the changing states of consciousness, there is the consciousness that notices all those changes. And the consciousness that notices all the changing states of consciousness can't be identified as any of those changing states. We might call that consciousness as such. Sometimes it's called pure consciousness as opposed to states of consciousness. Wang Po's calling that the one mind. And even more than that, in this description that I'm giving you, there's a danger in this description. So this is the danger in the description I'm giving you, that you could walk away thinking, okay, there's the changing states of consciousness, changing states of experience, and then there's this sort of pure consciousness, or this unchanging awareness within it all, and that there's these two things, and the idea is to sort of grab hold of the unchanging. But as Wang Po reminds us, this mind, one mind, this mind is the Buddha, and the Buddha is all living beings. So this unchanging one mind is the source of all that arises, all the changing states. Not only just the changing states, but all the beings, all of life, all of existence.